All right, so this is going to be my pros and cons so far. I've only been using this for a few weeks now, and this is going to be my pros and cons list of the new Insider ratchet and the new 2967 high torque half-inch impact from Milwaukee. If you've seen all the videos, it's 1,500 foot-pounds with a standard 5.0 battery, 1,600 foot-pounds with the new Forge battery. I've just got the snap-on impacts just to show size difference and kind of show you some of the differences between the two. But the main focus is going to be on the Milwaukee tools because obviously that's what it's about. So we'll start with the Insider ratchet. So the pros are obviously the low profile. I absolutely love that already. And like I said, I've only been using it for a few weeks. There's been several jobs where it's come in really handy. And I haven't even done any timing jobs, timing chain, timing belt jobs. I really do think that's where it's going to shine the most. I've been waiting for one, and you know how that goes. You get a new tool, and you have a job in mind, and it takes forever to get that job. So haven't got it yet, but we'll see. I do love the extra power over the high speed because that's the only other one I used. The older version that was 55 foot-pounds, the fuel, they were just way too bulky. I was never a fan, never bought one, never cared to own one. So I had the high speeds, and I found that I really didn't care so much about the speed. I wanted the torque, and so I always found myself going back and grabbing my snap-on. So the extra torque is nice. Now, it is rated at 60 foot-pounds. What I'll tell you is it's still not the same as the snap-on. I don't know what the difference is. I don't know if it's just because it's 12 volt versus 14.4 volt. I don't know. It still just doesn't have that extra little, I don't know, the oomph. I don't know how to explain it other than that. These just still hit a little bit harder. It's not that big of a deal. I don't think it's that much better. It has that much more torque that it's a huge difference maker. It's just something I've noticed is all. Overall, so far, I've really liked the ratchet. I love the new switch that they have. So much better. So much better. Aside from that, it's been great. Not had any issues, of course, but again, I haven't used it that much. And I do like the little bit of extra speed. So the snap-on is 275 RPMs. This is 350. I do feel like it's kind of a good happy medium between the high speeds and the snap-on. I think it's a really good speed. 350 has been perfect for me. I've been very happy with that. All right, so let's move into the cons. One of the cons is, of course, everybody talks about you have to use these sockets, which is true. You do have to use these sockets, but they come with the adapters. So if you want to just use a standard adapter, 1/4 inch, 3/8, and you can buy a 1/2 inch adapter, you can do that. Obviously, you don't get the size difference between the two. They end up being, just almost the same size. It's just a hair smaller, but almost the same size as a standard ratchet. So, but if you want the shallow part, it's part of it. I mean, it's a pass-through ratchet essentially. They are only pass-through up to 15 millimeters as well. Another thing that stinks that I just never really registered in my mind, but because they're round, you have to use this to hold the ratchets until I guess somebody comes out with something to hold them. And then obviously these are even different because there's no hole in there and it's just these. So until somebody comes out with a different rail, you have to use this rail to store the sockets, which sucks. I don't like that. There's nowhere, literally have no more space in the top drawer of my box for any more sockets. So that kind of stinks. So they're literally just sitting out on top of my other cart, which is a bummer. Another thing that I don't like about it is switching back and forth from different sockets. And if I have to switch to an adapter or switch to one of the shallow sockets, it stinks because obviously you're not using an extension with these. So if there's an area where I don't need the shallow and I need an extension, I have to take out the socket, put in the adapter, add the extension, add my socket, take it all apart, add my shallow. Is that the end of the world? No, we're talking first world problems here, but this is why I want to tell you all this, because if you're thinking, well, I'll just buy this one and it'll kind of fill the gap, that's actually what I thought when I first saw it. I was like, oh, this is going to be a good ratchet to kind of fill in both worlds. The shallow, tight space parts, it's got the torque, it's got the speed, and if you want to run one of these adapters and extensions, you can. Well, it's not as simple as what I thought in my mind. Again, First world problems, I understand that. I just want you all to be aware of this. It does take time. It can be an annoyance. Well, is it something that you'll probably get used to? Probably. But so far, it has been annoying for me. And so I've not particularly liked it that much. Aside from that, honestly, that's my only negative so far. I haven't had the need yet to run the sockets on the opposite side, because you can run these sockets on both sides, reverse or front, and then they have lights on both sides, so that way you can see if you need to. I do like the idea of the handle being on top if I need it. Again, I think this is really going to shine in the areas of like timing chain jobs and timing belt jobs, or in other industries. I'm sure I'm in automotive, so those are usually the tightest spaces that I deal in. So that's that. But as you can see, size difference is not much of a difference between the Snap-on, which I like, and I typically run these smaller batteries because that's the whole idea for me, is because of the reach. I don't want a huge bulky M12 on the bottom. They're much bigger than the 14.4s, and this is the newer. It comes with a newer high output 2.5, and it seems to be fine. What I will do at some point is run one of the bigger batteries, either a 6.0 or a high output 5.0, and see if it makes up, which I'm assuming it will, for the slight torque difference that I notice in the Snap-on and the Insider. All right, so the new 2967. I'll start with the cons on this one. Why not? My first complaint is how tall it is. I don't like how tall it is. They made the handle longer. Not only did they make the handle longer, but they put the isolator in there. I get why they put the isolator in there, because they were having all sorts of issues with the connections or the connectors between the batteries and the tool, because they were vibrating and causing connection issues. So that's why they added the isolator. I think they started that in the 1-inch impact, maybe the 3/4, I'm not sure. So that adds a little height to it as well. And then again, like I said, they added height to the handle. I'm a small guy as it is, so for me, I personally have never had that issue. And they said they had people where they were accidentally bumping the button down here. I had never heard that complaint one time. I'm not saying it's not a complaint. It never was a complaint. I'm just saying that I'm very involved in the tool world, and never once had anybody ever complained about bumping the switch. The complaints were always the trigger not working, the batteries not connecting, and then obviously the previous gen where they had that short stint of them blowing up essentially every 2 seconds, which they completely got rid of that model. So those were always the complaints I heard. So I don't feel like they really needed to add that much height, and it's not convenient by any stretch of the imagination. So I almost wonder if they had to add it for another reason. I don't know, whatever. Aside from that, honestly, that's really my only con, is the size. I feel like it's just a little bit big. I don't have any other cons. It's very, very strong, very powerful, especially with the Forge battery. Super happy with that. Very smooth. I've only really used it on like lug nuts and a couple suspension jobs and here and there. Nothing super crazy yet. I'm waiting for some timing belt jobs on Honda V6 crank pulley bolts, even timing chain jobs for the 4 cylinders. They're not usually as bad, but the V6 get pretty tight, as anybody who's ever done a timing belt job on a Honda knows. Some of them suckers are on there crazy, so that's always a good test for these half-inch impacts. I don't think it's going to have any sort of issues whatsoever. There's only been about a handful that the 9050's never been able to take off, and once I get my power socket, it busts those crank pulley bolts off. Even when this one can't, I just put the power socket on there and it does fine. I don't even think this is going to need anything. I think it's going to be completely fine with just about everything. I think it was Shop Tool Reviews did a video, and when they put the Forge battery on, they were able to break loose a nut up to, I think, 2,500 foot-pounds. Now, it took a little bit, but that's really impressive. So, yeah, aside from that, that's it. Like I said, I will say this is kind of annoying where it kind of sticks out further than the battery, but again, first world problems, it's not that big of a deal. It doesn't affect anything. It doesn't affect the balance of the tool. None of that stuff. It's completely fine. So yeah, appreciate y'all watching as always. Thank you so much for the support. Sorry I've slacked on YouTube videos on the long format stuff. They just take a little bit longer for me to record. I don't always have new tools to record with, and so I was spending a bunch of money on tools, and obviously I wasn't making a ton of money from social media content and stuff. So it's just hard to justify spending as much money and investing as much as I was in tools with hardly any return. So I just had to back off a little bit on buying tools, and we're getting back into it. So I got the Milwaukee stuff. I just bought some other Milwaukee stuff myself, and then I picked up some new Snap-on stuff as well. So I'll be getting into those videos. As always, appreciate the support. See y'all later.